Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where you are. Let's change stuff. So, what I'm trying to do is I do have two monitors when I stream. Ooh, that's creepy. Look at that. That. Okay. So, that's the garage door. It's kind of creepy when it's open, isn't it? Screw that. Nope. It's it's during the day and it's still creepy. Let's just not do that. And it just okay. Yeah, let's not do that. So I'm on vacation this week, and normally this streaming is during my work morning. And so I try to do something that is bare metal or cloud native or open source, something that is related to work. But I'm on vacation this week, and I don't have to. But also, I think so. I work at Packet, and I think that even if I wasn't doing something directly related, as long as it was indirectly related, they would be okay with that too. But my point is that what I'm actually working on this week has been personal, more about branding and self-improvement and stuff like that, and also Gish. And in case you don't know what Gish is, it's the greatest international scavenger hunt, global international. It doesn't matter. It's a massive worldwide scavenger hunt that's happening this week, and it's basically a big makers scavenger hunt. So like items are different things that you need to make or build, or I guess that's I'm just going to go down a thesaurus now. Make or build or create, which, if you're not a maker, there are also technical things. Yeah. So it's a really awesome thing. It happens about once a year, and this week is the week-long competition. So that's why I took this week off during this time frame, is because Gish is right now. But I've also been working on myself because, gotta give yourself some love. And yeah, all this to say, I don't think today's gonna be technical. But we'll see what happens. Because what I do want to work on, let me just show you. What am I going to? I'm going to. There is a share your screen, Leander. Okay. Is it on Packet Host? No. Packet Labs. There we go. OpenStack on Packet. So there's this. This is kind of what I wanted to do next in the streaming Fridays on Friday mornings, is this OpenStack on Packet within Packet Labs. So right now there's two GitHubs associated with Packet. One is Packet Host and one is Packet Labs. And theoretically, Packet Labs is kind of the more experimental, unsupported, or educational kind of repositories, and Packet Host is supported, maintained repository. Both are upstream if the repository is public. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing in the upcoming weeks is kind of auditing all the repositories in both, as well as our partnerships, to make sure that they, have an open source license, have testing, like quality testing integrated, have a CI, the things, kind of a standards, have a qualifying statement that clearly says, this is an experimental repository, or this is a stable repository. Hey, sweetie. Stuff like that. And, but I have not gotten started at all. And last time I streamed, specifically John Studaris reached out and was like, hey, you could do OpenStack on Packet using Terraform. And I was like, that's a good idea. So this is what I'm going to do next. And one of the things I wanted to do today, since I'm on vacation, no pressure, was just to look over this, this repository and see how well it's documented, see if I can get started. One of the things that I would like to do with streaming is to not prep a whole lot. I think there's value in seeing what a person does when they first get to a repository, when you first see a repository, and whether or not it's well documented. That can't be reproduced. If I've come in and I've already inhaled the repository, done tests and stuff like that, there's a certain value in seeing what happens when you visit a repository for the first time, when you read that README for the first time, and whether or not it actually helps you get started or confuses you. That's really valuable for the maintainers of that repository. And so that's what I'm trying to capture with streaming. Now, if you go to my YouTube channel, then it's more rehearsed, then it's a speech, then it's edited even. Because I have less than 100 followers on YouTube, I cannot give a pretty YouTube link. And on future streams, I'm going to have my YouTube link. Wait, I can do that now. Just a second. Okay, so going over and grabbing my channel link. You guys, you all humans. I'm trying to use you guys less because it's not very, I have this ticker, which, it's a pretty good ticker. But then that is my hideous channel link on YouTube, because I don't have 100 followers, but I will. And when I do, someday it'll be youtube.com/channel/Rain Leander. And it'll be beautiful. This is one of my favorite tickers. Just to be, it's hilarious. But that's my YouTube link. Hideously long. You can't click on it. I'm sorry. I need to get a bit.ly, don't I? Yeah. I'm just going to hide that. So, but what we are working on today, I can make a banner for that. And that is where we are today. Ta-da. Okay. So we're on OpenStack on Packet installation guide, just previewing, no pressure. Basically, we're going to use Terraform to create an OpenStack cloud powered by ARM or x86. Nice. At Packet. This deployment showcases how a multi-node cloud can be deployed on Packet bare metal. This repo Okay. This repo supports the Usudi version of OpenStack, which I believe is the latest version. If you go to openstack.org, I should really separate this out and then just share. I'm going to just change my screen share to include the entire application over here. Share. There we go. Okay. So when you go to openstack.org, go to the software, go to, oops, right. Stop it. Stop it. Oh. OpenStack landscape. Are we on Usudi? That's all I want to know. No. Getting started. Software start. Nope. Nope. Oh, this is, by the way, Global Passport. It's how you get started. OpenStack documentation. Usudi, look at that. Ignore that. Okay, so Usudi is the latest and greatest. Okay. The deployment defaults to a minimum 3-node OpenStack cloud consisting of 2 x86 and a single x86. And I assume that if you're actually doing the ARM, that it would be 2 ARM infrastructure nodes and a single ARM compute node. We probably don't need node twice. Single x86 compute node. So that's okay. It is possible to modify the total number of nodes and the type. See, just like it says later. Cool. 3rd generation packet hardware. Okay. If you require support, email support@packet.com, visit Packet IRC, Packet host on Freenode, subscribe to the Packet community Slack channel, or post an issue within this repository. Contributions are welcome and help extend this work. Cool. Then this Internode Communication Center. Okay, so this goes into the actual cloud infrastructure. Ability of OpenStack management and internode traffic traverses. Okay, traverses. Okay. The private package 10 subnet public OpenStack servers available via the public IP addresses assigned by Packet. DNS is not set up as part of this deployment, so use IP addresses to access the service. Backend private IP are mapped automatically. Cool. Via the deployment process. Awesome. That's probably in the JSON or a YAML file. Virtual machine images are deployed with enabled usernames and passwords, allowing console login. For more details, see user data.txt. The cloud init file is used for CentOS, Fedora, and Ubuntu. Noted. And then we talk about the Ceros. I don't even know what Ceros is. Maybe it has to do with Terraform. So I know enough to be dangerous within OpenStack. I know enough to not be dangerous within Packet, and that means less. So I know how to log in and stream up a system. See the last stream. But I don't know a lot about Terraform. So maybe Ceros has something to do with Terraform. What did it say? It said the Ceros default logon. Oh, CirOS. Oh, it's OpenStack. Okay. It's an OpenStack. Yeah. It's an OpenStack thing that I didn't even know. Good to know. That's cool. The controller and compute nodes are configured via VNC console access. Yes! Console access via the Horizon GUI dashboard. Horizon is the is a referral to an OpenStack project. It's a project within OpenStack that has to do with the dashboard. So the interface of OpenStack, which I think we even saw back here. Do you see Horizon? There's Terraform. Horizon, there. The web front end. Oh, this is a picture. That. Can you see my arrow? Yes. Okay, cool. Since the ARM virtual machines don't support, Nova Console. Oh, that's so cool. Since ARM doesn't support VNC, Nova Console. So Nova is another, which might be on, nope. So Nova is the original OpenStack project. And so a lot of these other projects came out of Nova, basically. It was the main OpenStack project. And then that had like all the functionality. And then as people were like, we could take this one functionality and make it even better, but it's going to need its own project. So then it would separate out. So even though there is, for example, a Neutron project, which is all about networking and blah, 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 it originally came from Nova. So there's a lot of networking functionality within Nova. And same with Horizon, which is the dashboard. It originally was part of Nova and came out. By default, upstream connectivity from inside the clouds to the internet is not enabled. Within connectivity within internal virtual networks is enabled. Sample workload has SSH and ICMP traffic enabled via security groups. Awesome. Okay. Packet project ID and API key. I know this. Okay, so you need your project ID and your packet API key. Got it. I happen to know where these are, so I'm going over it a little bit faster. Pardon. But I really like that this project, OpenStack on Packet, took the time to break it down. Like, if you had never used Packet before, because they are breaking it down and actually showing you where these variables go and where they come from within Packet. Like, if I had never worked with Packet before, I would be lost. But this way, they break it down so you can easily ramp up to using this project. So cool. Yep. Here's my packet project ID. How can I create a packet ID? Awesome. Ensure that your packet account has an SSH key attached. It does not have a link to that. So one of the things I could do to help, besides the spelling errors earlier, is to add the link to how you add an SSH key in the packet, in Packet. So I'm going to write that down so I remember. Actually, I could do it now if I remember stuff. I've been on vacation for a whole week, and I am, well, this is a good transition because I'm coming back to work on Monday. So I've got to remember how to do this anyway. Okay, so SSH. Nice. Okay, so your SSH key is over here. You click on your profile, scroll down to SSH keys, and you click add a key. And then there's a link. If you don't know how to generate an SSH key, there's a link below Name Your Key, a read about generating your SSH key, and then it links to Packet.com and how to actually generate that. Yeah, and it has Mac, stop it. It has Mac Linux, but then it also has Windows. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So we could do a link to, I think this would be the best place to, actually that's a grammatical, in you Packet account. Add an SSH key in your Packet account. So let's do a pull request, shall we? Let's see if it lets me even, let's see if it has me do a pull request, or if it lets me, so there, well, that's what I was under. Oh. So if you can click on the little edit, the little pencil, and if it requires that you do a pull request from your own fork, it'll automatically do that for you. And then if it allows you, if the project allows you to edit, do a pull request directly from itself, which is kind of not good. So hopefully that's a experimental repository. Then it won't have this big, you're making changes on a project you don't have right access to. So where are we? In your Packet account. And then it looks like it uses a Markdown. So we will do that. Wait, I have to remember how to do Markdown. How do I do Markdown again? There we go. Yeah. Brackets and then parentheses. Oh, brackets and then parentheses. So undo that. Okay. In your Packet account, we could also fix little detail. What did we see? Traverses, and I felt like there was another one. See, this is why you do your changes right away. Traverses, traverse. This and that traverses. That will traverse. Management and internode traffic traverses. Traverses. This. A. Traversing. Traverses. Ah, man. Traverses. I am a native English speaker. Traverses. And I feel like, there was another one where node was twice. A node, an x86 node, something node. There it is. Bam. Okay, now we have to write all those changes down in the update. Removed extra node in x86 node compute node 2. x86 compute node. On line something 9, and then change traverse to traverses online something pretty far up. Online 20 and added to. So this is something that, if you wanted to, you could look within the actual pull request and it would show you the differences and stuff. But this actually just summarizes it a little bit more. And to me, that, being able to just look at the commit description. Now, I've totally been on a project that was like either private. No, I don't really. So if there are a lot of people working on something, then your commit description should be a little bit more descriptive. That's brilliant. But if it's like your own personal repository that you haven't made public, haven't put an open source license, don't expect other people to contribute to, and you're just like hacking on things, then being less descriptive, I totally get it. I've been there. Yeah, so that's my statement about descriptions. So like when people see how it shows all the changes I made, but like with this line 20 cloud capabilities, you don't really see the traversed traverses. I could have changed anything in that line and it's not really highlighted, which is a little like, and with line 49 and line 9, it's a lot clearer. So GitHub is thankfully very helpful with the forking and the blah, 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 blah. So all I have to do is click change request, because it's automatically forked the change that I did to my own repository. So I'll create a pull request. I am not. So if I were a maintainer on this repository, after it completed the checks, there would be a green button right here that says, go ahead and do this pull request. Or if there were reviewers required for this pull request for this repository, sometimes reviews are required by a repository, then it would say needs a reviewer. Oh, it failed. Details. It doesn't like something's going on with Terraform. That sucks. Doesn't really go into detail, does it? Oh, it's still figuring it out. Required token could not be found. Well, of course it's not going to. It shouldn't, because I haven't put in the login. Let's interesting thing to test. So this, if I were a reviewer on this repository, I would be like, yeah, but Terraform is not going to pass because I haven't updated the token or anything like that. But I would then update my username and password and make sure that I hadn't broken something, or that something wasn't broken by someone else and that it needs to be fixed. Because basically, if I was a reviewer, the auto check has failed. But if I look at the files changed, I mean, it's obviously just the README. Nothing in the README, I mean, nothing that I have changed in the README today is ultimately going to break the Terraform init in any way or anything else. These are just grammatical errors, and then a link was added, a non-hostile link. So I'm just going to leave it. As you can see, we're still on the Packet Labs, and the pull request is right here. It failed, but hopefully a reviewer will check that out and be like, and, you know, oh, OpenStack on Packet only has 4 stars. If you want to come check it out, give this poor little repository another star, a little extra love. I can also look at my repositories. There should be an OpenStack on Packet, and there is. Look, ta-da! So during that pull request, when I made that change, in order to do the pull request on the Packet Labs, it had to fork it to my repository, and here it is. And it should have my corrections in here, but it doesn't because it hasn't been applied. It does okay. It's fine. Okay, so we applied those. We found a couple little details, but for the most part, and then we haven't even gotten to the Terraform. Okay, these instructions use Terraform from HashiCorp. Go HashiCorp. If you haven't used Terraform installed, oh, you have to have Terraform installed already. Do I have Terraform? Yep. Oh, I'll show you what I did. I will remove this. I will then share screen, application window. This, share. Oh, it's so tiny. Wait, let me make it smaller. That's a nice size. Okay, cool. There. Okay. So all I did to see if I had Terraform installed was I ran Terraform. And if I didn't have it installed, it would have been like unknown command Terraform. But because I did have it in, it just went and was like, what would you like to do? The other thing you can do is run a command -- help a lot of times. And this is what comes up if you don't have something installed. Oh, that's right. It's covered up. Oh, let me just move that further up. It's covered by the banner, Leander. So ZSH command not found. Command. So command exists. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I wonder what command does and how do it. There's a manual page for command. That's so cool. Okay, there's no help for command. Test time. Executed with the revisions process needed that in case of CSH. Okay. Oh, command is another word for built in. So commands that are built into the system. Command, there it is, command. Or complete, or alias, got it. Got it. Echo, yeah, I know a lot of these. Okay. Got it. That's so cool. Okay, so command is a thing. Noted. I wonder if I could do example. There we go. So command not found, example. That's a better example. And also my banner bottom. Okay, so let's go back to stop screen, share screen, application window, Chrome. I've got way too much going on. There we go. Okay, so I have Terraform installed, but you can install it here if you want. Then deployment prep, git clone URL to repo. So that's this, by the way, git clone this. CD over to OpenStack on Packet, from the directory generate an SSH key pair, copy an existing just for, you're making an SSH just for this project. Download the Terraform providers required, Terraform init. Download the Terraform providers required. That's an odd way of saying it. I would have said initialize Terraform. But maybe that's what it's doing when you're initializing Terraform. It downloads the required providers. Oh, that sentence is weird, right? Maybe it's just me. I've got a few languages bouncing around in my head, so sometimes I don't know if I'm right with any of them. Even my mother language, but download the Terraform providers required. Download the required Terraform providers. Is that weird? Anyway, tell me if that's weird. Okay, cloud sizing defaults. Several configuration files are built in. Okay, so, oh, this is awesome. Okay, so it actually goes into the sizes of the bare metal systems that you're going to want to spin up. So here's my question. Yeah. What if, here's going to be something we find out next week. You know, it's only 10:15. We could just run this. How much more of there is this? No, we're not running this today. We're gonna have a vacation day. We're just gonna review the paper. Okay. See how many it has listed. Like it's got my C3 medium, C2 medium, C2 large, C2 medium, C3 medium. Oh, but this is the ARM. Got it. Okay, so if you do the default, then that's what it does. The minimum configuration, it does a C3 medium for the controller, a C3 medium x86 for the dashboard, and for the compute node, it's a C3 medium. Okay, and then then there are other configuration files available if you want to play. So the sample ARM is going to do a C2 ARM, a C2 ARM, no compute node, but then an ARM compute node. That's cool. And then this sample Terraform version is both. It's a mix of x86 and ARM, which is that's awesome. And then there's a Gen 2 version, Gen 3 version. Got it. That's so cool. Running without a Terraform TVARS will result in the default, which is what you would expect. Which using the packet C2 medium hardware devices. That's not true. It's the C3 medium. So that's something we need to fix. So then we go in here. Do you remember how we did it? Click on README. Click on the edit. We know that we don't have write access. Maybe someday we will. By the way, soft rep, no rep. Soft rep, no rep. See how this, which is a multi-paragraph line, goes way off? Soft rep. Okay, where were we? We were down past deployment prep to here. So this is really simple, quick change. What is that called? It's a, we only made one change, so we put consistency resolution. No. Consistency. Fixed version inconsistency. Proposed changes. There we go. Create pull request. Create pull request. Of course, we always allow. And this will also probably fail. This is really, this branch has no conflicts. You usually see that. And then some checks, and this will fail as well because Terraform will fail to init again. But we're just going to make sure. So click on details. I mean, we're probably the only person awake and editing on this right now because it is Europe. Go Europe. And yeah, it was the exact same thing. Required token could not be found, which is fine. We are fine with that. Okay, go back to the code. Okay. There are a number of defaults can be modified as desired. Deviations from the defaults set in the Terraform TVARS, TF vars, Terraform variables. Okay. Sorry, they need to be stored in the Terraform TVARS. Okay. So for our controller, we are installing the Keystone, Glance, and Nova projects. For our dashboard, we are installing Horizon. And for our compute node, we are installing Neutron. Can you all hear those notifications over the stream? If you can, let me know. If you can't, let me know. It's cool. Need to know if I need to mute those notifications when I'm streaming. The type of the nodes can be changed. The size of the cloud can be grown by increasing the count of compute nodes above the default count of 1. Oh, okay. So you can actually run this with only the controller and no dashboard, no compute node. And that's, you might do that if you just want to see what happens. It's not good for production. Don't do that in production, please. 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 But if you're just playing with it for the first time, it's okay to not have a dashboard or compute node. But I highly recommend the dashboard, especially if you've never played with OpenStack before. It makes things clicky. But it doesn't make things simpler. Just to let you know. Start the deployment with Terraform Apply. Look at output, even though everything's displayed at the conclusion. Sample output, awesome. You always want examples. Thank you. OpenStack on Pocket. Then the URL is displayed as well. In this case, it's here. And then your username is password. And then also, if you just wanted to root in SSH into root. Oh, that's so cool. It has a master or a sample workload. Deployment includes a set of virtual images, a virtual networks, and running virtual networks. Let's see what happens. Page not found. No. Okay. So that's something we need to. I wonder what is supposed to happen. I wonder if that's just because the link. Let's see if we can fix it. Okay. No. Blob master. Does that even exist? There is no blob. There's only Zool. Master test. There it is. That's what the link is supposed to be. Right? Master test. No. Sample OpenStack. Sample. Oh, it's not there. Maybe it's supposed to be OpenStack sample workload. Yep, there it is. There it is. But what are we trying to do here? Wait, whoa. Okay. Please hold. Sample workload. This deployment includes, please see. Okay, so this link just needs to be edited to move. There, TF, not SH. Hey, is that right though? I think it is. I don't know. What's it saying? So this includes a set of virtual machine images. This deployment includes the following additional items: a set of virtual machine images, a virtual network, and some running virtual machines. Okay, so it's got, okay, it does have a virtual, it does give you access to a public IP. There are the sample images. If it's working with ARM, sample images. Oh, it's got Bionic. I'm pretty sure this is where it's supposed to point instead of the other one, but then it's got .sh. I'll make the prettiest faces. All right. All right. Okay. So in this case, I'm really glad that I don't have write access, because I know that someone smarter than me will double check this change. And again, this should fail theoretically. Fail. And we'll just make sure that it's failing in the same place. And it is. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so we're down to sample workload validation. The deploy can be verified. Oh, I love that this is in here. So this is testing to make sure that your OpenStack deployment is working correctly. And it has both CLI and GUI interface instructions, which I love. Because you might come from the school of wanting that command line use because Bash is your jam, or you might come from the GUI because you're Windows admin, and that's your jam. And so having two different ways to access and verify is just wonderful. So OpenStack Unpack-It then has you check via two different ways. Okay, so we run the admin, validate that all the OpenStack compute services are running. This is how you validate that they're running. Via Horizon. Oh, by the way, you have to run the source admin OpenRC via CLI, I think, before the GUI will work, because that's you just saying wake up and run the admin interface. But I'm not sure. So we'll test that next week. But then it has so it basically has validate that everything's running using the Horizon dashboard, go admin system information compute services, and using the CLI, OpenStack compute service list. Validate that all images have been installed using the Horizon GUI, admin compute images, OpenStack image list. Your IDs will not be the same as these. And also, if this was obviously run to set up on an ARM system, if you're using x86. Oh, it's using a combination of both. So this is a multi-arch demo, and if you're using only x86 or only ARM, then it'll look different. Validate that all of the x86 has the appropriate number of CPUs and memory. Oh, brilliant. But it doesn't say how to do this in Horizon. So that's something we can add to this when we come and play next week. Validate that all the virtual machines are running. Here's the Horizon instructions. Here are the CLI. And then serial console support. So that's really cool that it has this validation section. It's quality. You always want to have testing at the end of your installation to make sure things are running correctly. That's brilliant. Access to the serial console is available via the Nova console. Application installed from the controller console. I'm just kidding, Node. Has instructions. Cool. Those are for the ARM version. And then remember that you're going to change your token. You're going to change your IP depending on what yours was. Root logins. Oh, that's cool. External networking allows VMs to be assigned internet addressable floating IPs. Allows VMs to offer IP service like SSH and HTTP. I don't think that link is going to work. Or it might work. Yeah, thought so. The reason I didn't think it would work is because the support system just switched from something to something. Like I started 2 months ago, and I want to say a month ago, the support system changed. It's Zendesk now, and it used to be not Zendesk. Very profound, I know. But I think that like the knowledge base articles had to be migrated to somewhere. Anyway, that's something we'll fix next week. Once Terraform is finished, this is how you set up networking so that your systems can actually talk outside of themselves. Remember, that's not enabled by default. External block storage. Packet offers block storage that can be attached to compute nodes, uses ephemeral storage for the VMs. This is also done via the Packet web app. I can show you that next week. But OpenStack on Packet has included this as an example. Maybe these headers should be a little bit smaller because this is the main section and then it's got massive header. Anyway, so you need to stop the Nova Compute node, go in and create the storage volume. Bet you that is also a 404. Okay, that needs fixed as well. Copy the existing Nova data over to the storage node. Oh, okay, there you go. Start the OpenStack Nova service, and then thank you very much, OpenStack on Packet, how to clean up. Always clean up after you play. Yeah? Okay. So then we decommission the compute mode. Do not forget to detach the volume from your host, delete your volume, delete your server. Because, Terraform, the physical host can then be deprovisioned via Terraform destroy. So you would do the Terraform destroy locally. But then don't forget to delete your server on the Packet app, because it doesn't matter if your server is running or not. If you haven't deleted your server, you're still paying for it. So it is 10:40. We have gone over this. I feel really confident for doing this as a demo next week. If you would like to follow along with me next week, go to github.com/packet-labs/OpenStack on Packet. We'll do it together. You need to, something you do need to do if you're following along with me is set up a Packet account, which you can via app.packet.net. So don't forget to do that. It's probably, yeah, got a lot of projects. I think I deleted this other project. No, I didn't. Okay. So app.packet.net and GitHub/packet-labs/OpenStack on Packet. And then if you want to dive into OpenStack a little bit, it's openstack.org. And I wonder what it's like to have Spotify running in the background. Can my internet handle that for the stream? Because, I mean, wouldn't it be cool to have, like, college music going in the background? Let's see. Plus, I might dance a whole lot more. But can you still hear me? Is it too loud, too soft? I don't know. So we'll try that next time. We will try having a little Spotify. We will demo the OpenStack on Packet. This installation guide definitely has a couple of things that need to be updated. We have 2 support.packet articles. I wonder if support.packet even has any articles linked to it yet. Okay, so this is a good sign. Actually, maybe we can fix that now. No, that's not what we want. These are just the website. These are not K-base articles. Okay. Yeah, these are not the articles yet. I wonder. Homepage. Okay, so, but here's the thing, is that close, 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 oop, close, 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 close. Okay. This. Okay. Elastic block storage. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that within the within the website. Let's do this. We are going to is this? We know that's not it. Create the volume via the Webpacket app assigned to the compute node. See the steps here. Okay, so we're actually looking for the steps. This is for Windows. This is the instructions for Windows, which is fine. I wonder why I don't. Oh, because the Windows description down at the bottom. Okay, so we've got one for Windows server. I wonder. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is what we want. This even goes into ARM. Yes. Okay, so this is actually where we want to be anyway. So let's replace this link. Remember, go up to README. So go to README. 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 Yeah. Edit. Go down to storage, sample workloads, below validation, serial console supports below that. External networking. Here we go. External block storage. This. Okay. Bam. Bam. Okay. And then the other one, stop it. It's like right below it. Yeah. Was that it? Oh, here we go. External networking. This is the other one. Elastic IPs. Okay, so we do site.packet.com, elastic, and then block storage, IPs. Whoa. Let's put that over there. Thank you. Please see for more details. These can be requested through the Packet Web GUI. So we basically want to find a place where we find out more about elastic IPs, but then also have instructions for how to assign them. This is the developer set. Oh, this is a tutorial because it has the, yeah. All right, this is what we want. Okay, so we're looking for external networking support in the README. README, README, where do you go? There we go. Edit the file in your fork of this project. Nope, not validation, serial console support. External networking support. Ba-ba-ba. Really not updated, but corrected. Create pull request, create pull request. Okay, we have reviewed the documentation of OpenStack Unpackit. Next week, we are going to dive into this, and I promise I won't set up anything or test before next week because we want to see what happens and see how we fix things if we need to. Train update. We're not on train, we're on Usudi. But yeah, it's all pretty now. Those changes haven't been applied because no one's online. But most of the maintainers are in the NASA time zone to the west of us. It is still 10:50 in the morning. And so, what are we doing here? So, I hope you've enjoyed today's stream. That's how I prep for inhaling a new repository, to review a repository. As you go over those instructions, you see if they resonate or not. If you're the kind of person that likes to do as you review, that's fine too. But I prefer to update and fix as I review. And so if I were also doing as I was reviewing it for the first time, that can get confusing. So I tend to review, do updates, and then come back to a repo and actually through. Now, the reason I'm waiting a whole week is because I only stream tech work once a week. If you've enjoyed this stream, go ahead and... Why can't I move my StreamYard even higher? Oh, there we go. If you've enjoyed this stream, go ahead and subscribe on Twitch, but I also stream to YouTube and Twitter, or whatever the Twitter thing is. And during streams, if you would like to interact live, then you're more than welcome to. I tend to only react on Twitch during the stream, but I will follow up on Twitter and YouTube later. Yeah, so that's what we're doing in a week. We will play with OpenStack Unpackit, totally just reading as I talk, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I do sometimes. I sometimes know what I'm doing. Sometimes I don't. I will always be honest with you when I don't know what I'm doing. And yeah, so that's it for today. Hope you had fun. If you have any questions, put a comment somewhere. I'm sure I'll get to it. And take care. Have a good morning, rest of your morning. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Bye. End broadcast.